Okay, so we are going to review how to take our legacy CMS content and articles and copy the article and all of its metadata over to the new Alfresco system directly. So we will email you the logins to the Alfresco system later today. So the CMS, I believe you already have logins for, but that URL is cms.advancedstar.com. So I'll just log in here as me. And then I'm also going to log into the Alfresco system, which again we will email to you later today. When you log into Alfresco, you will see over here on the right hand side the DVM 360 business unit. So you first click on that. And then in this blue bar, you'll click on article. So we're going to have two tabs open, one here in Alfresco under the Articles tab, and then I also have my tab open for this Legacy CMS. So the article that we are going to copy over is our test example. This is the ID number. We'll provide you with a list of ID numbers and which legacy site it's listed under. So I just happen to know that this legacy ID is on the DVM site, but we will include this in our list to you. So I click the site I want and I press login, and then I click on articles. Then from this screen, all I'm going to do is search for that ID number. So under this drop down, I'm going to select ID, contains, then I'm going to paste in my ID number and click the search button. So here's my article that I want to copy over. So I'm going to press this pencil button to edit, and I'm not going to be editing anything here. I'm just going to be copying and pasting. So I'll keep this tab open. I still have my Alfresco tab open as well. From this Alfresco tab, I click on this Create Article link over here on the right side. Okay, so then here's where I start copying and pasting. So I'm going to copy the title. It's going to become both, although I think article name we can't have spaces in the article name. So I'm going to add underscores, I suppose. Whoops. Okay, then article date I need to pull from the legacy CMS. So that's 6/27/2014. And I can paste it right in there. That's the right format. Okay, next, this publication field. Where I'm going to pull the publication field from is actually the site name. So I'm in the DVM site in the legacy CMS. So that corresponding publication in Alfresco is the DVM publication. So I'm going to select to move it over to the right-hand side, then I'll press OK. Now source is going to come from the legacy CMS under the source field right here. So you have to scroll down just a little ways. But the source is DVM 360 magazine. So again, back on my Alfresco tab, I click the source button. Oh, and we've got to switch this name back, but this is the correct one. So we'll select to move it to the right, and then we'll press OK. So the next field here in Alfresco is issue. Some of the articles that you'll be converting will have an issue, and some of them will not. But if it does, it's going to be right under this source field where it says issue, but this is blank, so in Alfresco we can leave it blank. So we'll just skip over this field and go down here. TOC is linked to issue. If issue is blank, then TOC will also be blank. If we do have an issue filled out in the legacy CMS, then it will also have a TOC. Where you would find that in the legacy CMS, so issues here, and then this TOC heading field is where the TOC name would be listed. If it says no heading selected, again, it's just blank. You can skip it. Publisher will be the same thing. We only have one publisher in Alfresco, so we add to move it to the right and then press OK. And then authors, we can have no authors on an article, we can have one author on an article, we can have multiple authors on an article. In the legacy CMS, this is where they would appear. They would appear in this little box right here in a list. So this box is empty, so we know this has no authors. But there could be one name listed here, or two names, or three names, just depends on the article. So if we did have authors to add, we would click on this select button, and then we would search for the first word of the author's name, so their very first name. So for instance, if I just start typing the word Marty, I don't press enter, I just wait for it, it'll pop down, and then I'll pick the correct one. And I'm surprised, oh, this is the UAT. So in the production Alfresco that you will be getting a login for, all these duplicate names should be fixed. But if there are ever any questions about which author name to select in here, just let me know and I can help work on that. But we would just select, so let's say that this is the author name that I wanted. If I select it there, then I press the add button to move it to the right, just like the other boxes, and then I would press OK. But I'm going to remove it for now since we have no authors on this article. The article template will always want to switch to the 3-column template. So this one right here. So first we have to remove the 2-column. I'm not sure why that's coming up as default. We want to select on just the one that says 3-column only, and then press OK. Okay, so then this area is where we will copy in our HTML. So we first want to click on this source button. That'll just prompt the HTML. And then from here, if I press cancel and then come back out and click on this edit source code button, I'm just going to copy all, so Apple or Command A, and then copy all, or yeah, select all and copy all, so Control C, and then back on my Alfresco screen, I first need to make sure that this is in blue, so that means the source code is activated, and then I paste it all in. I can also then, after it's pasted in, click again on the source code and you'll see that the body is in here nicely. You can make this window bigger by dragging on the bottom right corner. If when we turn off the source code view you see HTML tags in here, then you know you pasted it in using the wrong view. So just click it again to the source code, it'll turn this button blue. You can delete it all and then paste it in again. Then you can switch back to the WYSIWYG view to see it again. So then scrolling down, article file we won't be using, so you could ignore that. Article, let's see, I need to remember. Okay, article image file, this is where any of our images will appear. I think it's probably going to be best for us to manage this on our end.
They need to click the preview and down copy.
You want to copy? Okay, so scratch that. What we need to do for images is that all of these images are hosted in the legacy site. So what we're going to do, I'm going to cancel again out of this. So we lost our search, so let me go back to ID number. Oops, that's definitely not it. We'll search again. So if you click on the title here, it's going to show you a preview of the article. And this one, of course, has no image. So let me find an article with an image. Let's see, I think this one does. Basically what we're going to do is right-click on the article image. So let's say that I wanted all of these images. So I'm going to right-click on here, and then it depends on what browser you're using, but it'll either have a copy image or save image as option so that you can save it to your desktop. I'm on a Mac here, but I'm assuming you'll be on a PC, but it's a similar. Just right-click and click Save Image As or Download. And I can just put this right onto my desktop. I can keep the file name exactly the same. In fact, I absolutely have to keep the file name the same so that you don't have to change the source code. I'll click Save. I'll take the second image as well onto my desktop, keeping the file name the same. Click Save. So if this article were multiple pages long, I would also need to click, there'd be a Next button down here at the bottom of the article, but right before related links. And I would need to click Next, Next, Next onto every single page of the article in order to ensure that I have every single image. And again, some of our articles have images, some of them don't. So it'll just be on an article basis. I need to check on every article. So then if I did have those articles, what I would then do, I would come over here to where it says Article Image File, and I'd press this top button to select the files to upload, and here are my two articles there. I think I can actually select both of them at the same time and press Open, and I just press the Shift button to select multiple. Then I press Open, puts both of them in there. Then I click Upload. Shows me the status here at the bottom if any failed. Just try it again. Then when I press OK, I see them both right here. So now what I can do, let's say that I wanted the before picture, next to the first paragraph, and we'll want to place the photos.
The code's already there.
The code is already, oh, that's true, the code is already there, so we actually don't have to place.
Right.
Yes. The code is already here. You're going to paste this code in directly from the legacy CMS, so skip all that. It's going to automatically place the photos in exactly where they should be because we have kept the photo file name identical. So the only thing you need to do for the photos that appear in the article is just upload them down here. What you should be able to see, though, you should be able to see the images. So when you first paste in the code, you'll see a broken image icon. After you've uploaded them down here under the article image file section, then you should be able to see them appear here in the WYSIWYG. Okay, so then a lot of these we are going to skip over. I'm actually going to skip over all of these. And the next field I'm going to fill out is this article title. So we'll go back into this pencil icon. The article web title is just going to be this first field, so I'm just going to copy and paste. Again, we do recommend and request that you always copy and paste. Please never retype. Always copy and paste. And then article summary and subtitle are about halfway down on this form. So here's the summary. I'm going to copy and paste again into summary. And then subtitle is right above summary. Copy and paste, and here's subtitle. Sometimes the subtitle and summary are the same, sometimes they're different, so always please copy from the appropriate fields in the legacy CMS. Reader comments will always be defaulted as checked on, but please uncheck that. So then we're going to skip over a lot of these. The next one we're going to do is this article categorization section. So in the legacy CMS, the categories are at the very bottom. So we'll see our categories right here in this box. So veterinary news, breaking news, and law and ethics. So I think probably the easiest way to do this would be to skip over the taxonomy and sections boxes and to go directly to categories, and then use this top box to search for the category name. So for instance, the first one on my list was veterinary news. So if I start typing that, it's going to automatically pop up. And I'm going to, when I click on it, so I don't press enter or anything as I'm typing, it'll just automatically pop up after a couple seconds. And then it'll bring, when I click on that line item that pops up, then it'll bring it into this box. So that's exactly the one I want. I press add. So now I can search for the next one. So breaking news. So let's delete all that. And so all I did was type in the first word. There are 2 items to select from. I click when the one I want is in blue. It brings it into this box. I press add. Then one more, law and ethics. Okay, now this is a good example. There are 2 of them. that both look like they're correct. So what I'm going to do is select both of them. So law and ethics, I'm going to add both of them. It's always better to add more than not enough. Okay, so now we have our categories. All of the keywords that are at the very bottom of the CMS those get added in right here under as tags. So I'm going to copy the first one. I can paste it into the top box just like we did for categories. Here it is. We select it, add it to the right, copy the next one, paste it into my box, select it, add it, just like that for every single one listed. These are comma separated, so if I had one that, for instance, was veterinary medicine with no comma, then I'd want to copy the whole thing, come in here, paste the whole thing, and then there's my phrase that is a single tag. So you'll do that for every single one that's listed. Now in this article print details section, oh, and actually I'm going to pause and pick this back up in just a moment.